Caleb is a friend of mine who owns and runs Fable Content, a pro videography business. A couple months ago, Caleb contacted me to see if we could do a trip that would allow him to do some outdoor video shooting. I was excited because he wanted to learn about overlanding and I wanted to learn videography. It's a good match. We decided to head to what has become one of my favorite local places to explore, Grayson Highlands. For the weekend, I would be his production assistant. We would camp at the scales and we would film sunrises, sunsets, rocky ridgelines, and wild ponies. So, my little GoPro meets an actual pro, and I'll show you the behind the scenes of how they get those wild and wonderful cinematic shots. Lesson 1. Take your time and get your equipment set up well. A couple things. First of all, it's February, and normally it's in the 20s where we were going. Second, all week there was nothing but rain predicted for this weekend. But we decided to chance it, and the reward was sunshine and t-shirt weather. Lesson 2. Shooting good video is all about light. If the sun is shining just right, the shot will be spectacular. Caleb's Jeep is a diesel, and I just love hearing that thing purr. We reached our camp and set up just as the sun was dropping behind the mountain. Lesson 3. If you can't see the sunset from where you are, then hike up to where you can see it better. The next morning, we were up early, hiking again to catch the sunrise, and it was worthy. Lesson 4. Shots are better when there is a subject in the foreground. Couldn't ask for a more friendly subject than Grayson Highlands' wild ponies. After breakfast, we set out to explore the surrounding peaks. Lesson 5. Take your time. Plan to travel just far enough to get a great shot, and not do much more than that. Focus travel and time lapses are what make a production National Geographic worthy. After a bit of hiking, we broke out of the woods and onto a windswept ridgeline. While Caleb set up for a time lapse, I got out some stuff for lunch. Lesson 6. Don't let the locals get too close to the camera gear, no matter how fuzzy they look. After a stop back at camp, we set out to find a place to watch the sunset from. By now, we had hiked all the surrounding hills, and we had an idea for a good spot. But the sky was overcast, and it wasn't looking like we would be able to see the sunset. Lesson 7. Sometimes nature just doesn't cooperate. Make the most of what's in front of you. Since a colorful sunset never happened, we ended up spending the evening watching another herd of ponies that were voraciously eating the dirt at this one spot. It was really neat to see their different personalities and the group dynamic of the herd. After returning to camp, we spent another lovely evening by the fire, which featured shooting stars and a huge moon bow. And with all this nice camera gear, it would be a shame not to take some cool pictures of the Forerunner at night. The next morning was rainy, and we headed out early. And after breakfast at a local eatery, we pointed the trucks toward home. For a February camping trip in the mountains, we really couldn't have asked for a better time, and I learned a lot.